Okay, so finally we can now add some doors. We need some roll-up doors here going to our warehouse. So we'll place that here. You can go to architecture, door, and since we don't have the roll-up doors loaded yet, we're going to load the family. Okay, look for doors, and you'll have here our overhead rolling. Okay, so that's the door, and you can always look for other doors if you can't find it here outside, maybe under commercial. Okay, and of course we have some hardware and some residential doors. So for this one, we're going to use this roll up overhead. Now for sectional drawings, I, you might want to select or draw one if needed. So this will serve our purpose. Click open. Now, when you want to change or create a different width for this roll-up door, overhead rolling door, you'd notice that the new doors or the door length and width dimension are within the property. Okay, so this is what we call an instance. So anytime we insert the door here, we can change the width and height, and that will not affect the other doors of the same type, right? If we insert uh, several of this, you can change them individually even if you're not changing the or duplicating the family. Okay, now that's different if you do that within the edit type browser, where any changes here will affect all the doors with this type name. That's why we duplicate it here. So there's another way of doing families, right? So we're not going to change the dimension here, and we're just going to place this somewhere here. Now, when you're placing doors or any component, especially if you're going to dimension them, make sure you place them properly so that in the dimension it will show a whole number, right? And to do that, you can always select the doors, right? And you'll see here some temporary dimensions where you can change the value. You can always move this grip mark. So let's say instead of the face of this particular wall, interior face, you can place it on the grid, right? So grid to center. Let's just say we want this to be 3,500. Okay. So again, you always select the item or element you want to move. So if you want to move this, right, and maybe you want to move it based on the grid, then you can always move this to the, let's see, okay, move this dimension, I think from here to the grid. So you can always move that and then change this to 3,500. Okay, so that's for the roll-up door. And if we look at it in 3D, say 3D view, let's look at a regular 3D view here and simply orbit to the other side. Oops, I have my box here. sectional box. Let me extend that so it doesn't cut my building, and there's my door. Now, for the site, normally if you have an 18-wheeler, you might need to add some uh, depression here to align the height of the truck to this level. But for this one, we're not going to worry about that. Maybe we'll just have some nice cargo doors coming in. This is not Amazon anyway, so we don't have those 18-wheeler trucks coming in. Okay. So next we'll add some warehouse doors and of course our windows.